So firstly, Luiz Assis from Deloitte is going to present on the study that they're carrying out on the flow of nature-based solutions in Brazil. And then Tony Lent from Capital for Climate is going to give an overview of the NbS 360 platform. And then I'll give a few brief instructions about how we go to lunch and what happens afterwards. And then we'll go, okay? So just a few more minutes of your time, and then we're ready to move on. Welcome, Luiz.
Just a moment, just for probably technical issues here, just to put the presentation on. There we go. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Tony, Vivi, Deb, and all the Capital for Climate team for putting this event together and for our partnership. So just to be very quick here, we have made a partnership to and a research that we're developing for capital value chain in Brazil, because we know that NbS is one of the main sectors that could help on reducing emissions in Brazil, but not only in Brazil, but for the whole world. And currently we understand when Deloitte and Capital for Climate came together to discuss how can we understand a little bit more the market, there is a gap on information and how capital flow is flowing in Brazil in the NbS. So we came together in a partnership to study a little bit more in detail and have the understanding how the capital flow will be in Brazil, because Capital for Climate has a mandate for $5 billion to, in a collaborative way, to help this developing or deploy this capital here in Brazil. And then we came together in this partnership to develop this study. I will not go in the details, but just to give you a little bit on the framework that we are planning to do in this research, is starting with the interview with many of you here has already been interviewed to understand a little bit in a qualitative way how is the capital flow is coming in Brazil and what are the opportunities and challenges that we have. We are launching today the online survey that all of you are going to be able to participate and join. And then we're going to expect to launch this study on September to give you a little bit more clarity on all the have been made and all the opportunity that we have for this market. It's a little, yeah, let me go back here. For some anticipated results that we have already seen, Brazil has a great potential. NbS is one of the sources of risk mitigation for climate. We need patient capital for NbS, as many of you have mentioned here, the long tail that NbS has for example, carbon credits and so forth, so on. There is a market capability needs in this space to understand that investors, how is the return and understanding what is the benefit for NbS and the opportunity for new technologies to help us drive through the future. So that's a very quick glance on what we are aiming to have this in this report. And I would love to you help us and support this initiative to have more data and more information to all of us into that space that will bring, of course, a little bit more clarity and probably reduce risk as well for anyone that is joined into this journey here. So thank you very much. I would love to each of you join us to the survey. Thank you very much.
Thanks. So before we go on to our next moment here, I just wanted to give a shout out to Viviani Bahar, who's our head of business development and community management, who has helped us in the last couple of months both bring sponsorship to this summit and also new members to the NbS Collaborative, including some of the people you've seen today already, Fondo Vale, Fondo Pela Amazonia, Aon, Azul, who's taking many of you to Bahia in the next couple of days, Arapiayu, Itaú BBA, and Rise Capital. Now, I think it's pertinent to mention that part of the reason we are looking for sponsorship is the first 2 years of our work in Brazil have been supported by, guess what, catalytic capital. And we are transitioning now to our next sustainable business model. And that is part of what I'm about to speak about with you today. Oops, I didn't realize it was up there already. I'll just keep going. So, what have we heard from investors about the challenges of investing in nature-based solutions? Well, the number one thing we've heard is finding the right peer group is really hard. Connecting to the right people, super challenging. Number two, research is really fragmented, and finding high-quality research about nature-based solutions, big challenge. Number three, biggest pain point, find me the pipeline. We're here today to look at pipeline, but this is the challenge that investors all over the world say to us, where's the pipeline? And then lastly, some investors approach us and say, can you help us find a specific part of the pipeline? Or, hey, we've got this mandate, we just can't figure out what to do with it. We've got to put $100 million to work in X months. Can you tell us what to do? So with that in mind, we are developing an offering, which we have in development. Love to talk to you about it. And we're going to be releasing it at Climate Week in September. And while it's in development, we wanted to talk to you about it. So what are the components? Surprise. A peer network, summits, virtual roadshows, expert dialogues, pipeline, vetted pipeline like you're seeing here, deep research, AI-assisted research. We are pulling data from all over the world on nature-based solutions all the time, 24/7. We've got a data lake. You can harvest it. News once a week. And finally, capital facilitation, concierge service, targeted sourcing, and expert diligence. So we think a peer community, pipeline, intelligence, and capital facilitation together equals successful investment. So we've got a QR code up there, and that QR code is for two things. Number one, if you're interested in talking to us about joining the Nature-Based Solutions Investment Collaborative in Brazil, you can use that QR code. Number two, if you're interested in talking about Capital for Climate and NbS 360 in development and how we can help you achieve your investment goals, same QR code. Less than 3 minutes. Thank you.
Thanks, Tony. Great. So a couple of very practical messages before we go to lunch. The first is to say we've heard a lot about Eco-Invest this morning. We've added a session during the lunchtime for those who want to be part of it. So we're going to go out for lunch out here. At 2 p.m., if you want to join the Eco-Invest session, you can grab something to eat and even bring it in here. And we're going to start a short panel in here at 2 p.m., okay? So really encourage people to be part of that. And we've got the National Treasury, we've got IDB, and we've got the Banco do Brasil speaking about Eco-Invest. We spoke this morning about 3 objectives for today. We spoke about learning, we spoke about networking, we spoke about deal making. There's been a lot of learning, there's been a lot of networking, there's going to be more. And the afternoon session is really dedicated to deal making. So we're going to split up into 2 rooms. This is room A, okay? From 2:45, we're going to start hearing the pitches in here from project developers. And in room B, which is at the end of the corridor here, we're going to start hearing pitches from funds and vehicles, okay? They're going to be quick fire, so we're going to hear 10-minute pitches from each company. We're going to have a chance to ask them questions as well. And you can circulate, so you can spend some time in room A and some time in room B. If you check on your agenda, you'll see what's happening at each time as well. So lights on, let's go to a really good lunch. And those who want to join Eco-Invest will start back here at 2 p.m. Thank you.